My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the voice of WrittenSiNs. And today we're going to be talking about the exits off of the Comic-Con Highway for a week ending January 19th through the 21st. This is the Comic-Con Highway, which is now in high gear in 2018. We're always taking a look at the different events. Of course, WrittenSiNs brings you where the creators are going to be. We are the support system for indie creators. We are actually also the advocates for indie creators and their comic books and their creations and themselves. So if you have something you want covered, let us know. Davy Jones will be in Victoria, Texas at the Victoria Comic Con. We have a cool graphic for that. We're going to explain something about that cool graphic in just a few minutes if you stay tuned. So keep an eye on that in just 1 second. We don't have anything else as far as creator pop-ups, but we do have the convention scene, which we're going to see where the other different Comic-Con shows are. And of course, always go to the Facebook group called Comic-Con Adventures to talk about how you felt a Comic-Con went. This will help other people, other creators and fans know if they should go to that show. It's a great way to help support local Comic-Cons and bigger ones, in fact. I personally am on strike from San Diego Comic-Con this year because of the shit they pulled with the Comic-Con name, but that's just me. So cool. Check this out. This week in Indie Comics, as you guys know, we show this a lot during our WSN news every night, and we're starting to add the billboards. We announced this 2 weeks ago that we're using billboards. What billboards are, and that's a big question. Well, what's a billboard? No one's ever heard of it before, outside of the obvious what a billboard is. It is what we refer to as the placard that announces someone going somewhere. Here's a perfect example. Now notice this will be in the WSN news every night. So everyone who has a billboard will be talked about their upcoming appearance every night. And here is the billboard for Davy Jones, who will be in Victoria, Texas at the Victoria Comic Con. So now every night that we do the news, you guys are going to wind up seeing this, and we're going to talk about this. Now, of course, we'll talk about the show, and I do hope you guys watch the show. But this is an extra step to help promote the creators, and it'll also give us an ability to not have to redo the post every time. See, we kind of don't want too many posts repeated. But on the same breath, we also want to promote. So we're trying to find new clever ways to promote, and this might be one of them. So we hope that you guys enjoy it and appreciate the extra step that we're doing with making these billboards. So if you're having an appearance, make yourself a billboard. Billboard should be 1,200 by at least 600. That's pixels. Set it up that way on your Photoshop, and we'll be able to do it on the site. If you need help, just reach out to me. I can set you up a blank one that like I use and you guys have seen. I just kind of alter them for the ones that I'm going to be doing, and I can show you right now exactly what that is. And we can take some extra time today because, of course, the road is a little narrow at this point as far as exits, or limited with the exits. Still early in the year. People are still getting over not only Christmas, but you're also talking about time of the year that's very cold up north. The warmer states seem to be having them typically, but the colder states aren't necessarily in it. And you guys can see the billboards that we're using for the different events that will be, but here's the billboard that I reuse, and you guys can see that I just change it dependent on the show. So that's the kind of thing I can set up for you guys based upon you. These are obviously based upon me going to different conventions and being there for WrittenSiNs as well. Let's get on with the program and talk about what's going on through ConventionScene.com. So Convention Scene bringing us the awesome comic book show Collector at the Courtyard by Marriott in Houston, North Shenandoah. I think I'm saying that one right. That is in Shenandoah, Texas. So that's the 20th this weekend. In Victoria, Texas, we just talked about the Victoria Comic Con, where Davey will be. Up in Philadelphia, which is going to be cold as hell, they are going to have a Comic Con in the Essington, Pennsylvania, at the Ramada, Pennsylvania Airport. That's 76 Industrial Highway. And Toms River, New Jersey is actually going to have a Comic-Con as well. I didn't hear anything about this. I don't know anyone who's going, so that's kind of cool. I just talked about how the warmer states are only having them, but it's good to see the Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And they're usually tough about the cold, and they're used to the cold and the snow. So I'm not surprised to see those states doing things. I know New York has some things in the winter too, like the toy show's coming up in February in New York. On the 25th to the 28th, Tom's River, by the way, and Essington, in case I didn't say it, are both on the 21st. And on the 25th to the 28th, which is next week, you'll have to tune in to find out what that's about. But that's going to be happening in France. We'll talk about more of that next week. And of course, we'll end the show like we always do with the appearance of Davy Jones in Victoria, Texas at Victoria Comic-Con. This show has been brought to you by ConventionScene.com, your perfect place to find out where there are Comic-Cons going around, and use WrittenSiNs to find out where creators will be. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mr. Anderson, and this has been a production of WrittenSiNs.com and Convention Scene.